everybody, I am back here with another video, and this is kind of a different video, and this was something that I was going to do just for me, and I was looking at the results and I thought it might be interesting to share in a video if I kind of did it the right way. So what this video was about is scent throw. As you guys may or may not know, when I do my warm wax reviews, I do document every single scent that I melt. I put it in an Excel spreadsheet and I talk about, whether the scent is something I really like or don't like. How was the throw goes in its own column, and then I have like a bunch of comments I write down about, what I thought it smelled like and what kind of warmers I melted it in. But there is like a separate column that has scent throw for every single one of the scents that I melt. And today I was thinking, there's a lot of times people ask like, what is your opinion on a certain vendor? And we all kind of, chime in. And I've done it too before. And I'm like, well, like on average, I think I get like about a high throw from that vendor. And then I started thinking about it and I was like, you know what? Like I wonder what it actually is. If I actually looked at the data that I have in my spreadsheet and averaged it out, I wonder how the throw would be. So that's kind of what this video is. I'm trying to keep it positive. I'm not trying to put vendor up against vendor, but I am going to I'm going to talk about the results that I get. I'm not planning on putting anything in front of the camera for the duration of this video because I'm going to put some text in there when I talk about it, like the numbers and everything like that. So there's not going to be anything really exciting in front of the camera in terms of like wax or anything. So this is probably a good video to put on if you need background noise one day or something like that. Okay, so really the thing about this data, and I say data loosely, is that the data is obviously extremely subjective. It is my own opinion based off of the throw that I was under the impression that I got whatever day I melted it, based off of whatever warmer I melted it in. So on my spreadsheet, if I melt something, I'll kind of average out, like between the multiple melts that I may melt a scent, I will average it out. And as I melt it more, I'll kind of re-average it in and I put down what it is. So there's a couple things that I use to really talk about my scents. And this is how I this is how I grade my scents. I will either say it has no throw, low to medium throw, medium to high throw, high to good throw, and great throw. And there's only a couple pieces of wax I have ever gotten that have a great throw. And this is how I document it in my wax spreadsheet. So what I started to think was, since it's in Microsoft Excel, is there a way for me to, like assign that a number in a table in Microsoft Excel and have it replace, like the wording, like low/medium throw, with a number, and then I can take all those numbers and I can average it. And that's actually what I did. Now, the total amount of scents that I have in my spreadsheet is 886. So I have documented 886 individual scents that I have melted from different wax vendors. It does include Scentsy and Yankee Candle. And some of these scents I really love and I've melted obviously many more times than some of the other ones may have been like a one-time melt. So once again, that kind of like goes into the whole data, being really subjective. Whenever I melt things like clamshells, I always melt three cubes per go. Scent shots, I never cut them in half. The whole scent shot always goes in. I am a fairly generous melter unless it's a vendor that I have heard historically does better with less wax. I tend to melt at least an ounce of wax every time that I melt. Let's see if there's anything else that I want to talk about. Okay, so as far as my Excel spreadsheet, I use like a VB lookup function to basically recognize like the words medium or low/medium or high and replace it with a number. So no throw is a 1, low throw is a 2, low to medium is a 3, medium is a 4, medium to high is a 5, high is a 6, high to good is 7, good is 8, and 9 is great. And I really should have made great 10 because I don't have like a good/great category, but whatever. There's not enough greats in there to really skew the data. So, after my Excel spreadsheet went through and replaced it didn't replace, it's a separate column. It sort of translated all of the words of the throw to a number. Then I had to use like a subtotal function in order to count, number one, how many data points I had, how many different scents that I had from that particular vendor, and then also to average out the number of all the things that I melted, because I really wanted to see what the average throw was that I get from these vendors. And I was wondering if it was even close to what I think I get from these vendors. And it's always hard to tell. So like, once again, this is a very subjective set of data based off of my own opinion, my own, point of view, etc., etc. but it's like an objective way to look at really subjective data. Does that make sense? Am I even saying those words correctly? But you guys know what I mean. Okay, the requirements for being in this list is that the vendor, I needed to have at least 15 data points. That's like 15 different individual scents I had melted from that vendor. I have a lot of vendors that I did not even bother to do for this because I just have not melted, 15 different scents from them, and I wanted to get a little bit larger of a data pool for that. I do want to explain as I go into this too what exactly my definition is of each of these throws, because it may be different than what you guys think, so you can maybe correlate what I think to what you think. No throw is no throw, like no scent whatsoever. Low throw is, there is a scent, but it either is extremely light or you can only smell it when you are like very close to the warmer, like 2 feet away, or even like when you're hovering over the warmer. But there is scent, but like barely any at all. A medium throw to me is when the scent is subtle, so that like if you're walking around your house and there's something burning or something melting, and you're kind of preoccupied, you're busy, you walk into the room and you can almost walk out without even remembering that you were melting something because you're kind of preoccupied. But if you like walk into the room and you're like, wait a minute, like I think I'm melting something in this room, and you stopped and you sniffed and you looked for the scent, then you could smell it. And to me, that's the definition of a medium throw, where it has a much bigger like throw than a low throw and a stronger throw than a low throw, but it's not so strong that it's something that will grab your attention when you are preoccupied. So that's what I think of a medium throw. A high throw is something that if you do walk into a room and you're preoccupied, you will smell it, because it's strong enough that you can be walking around going like, oh gosh, like I got to do this chore, I got to do this chore. Then you stop and like, wow, like that smells really good in here. And that's what a high throw is to me. A good throw is that it is just very strong. You can probably smell it like throughout an entire floor of your house. You smell it in multiple rooms, or if you have one large room, you can smell it in the large room, and it has like a consistent like radius from the warmer that you can smell it. That's like a good throw. Great throw is just those out of the world throws where it's like inhuman and going everywhere. So that's how I define my different levels of throw. And then if it has like the bracket in between, then obviously it's like, I feel like it's somewhere in the middle, not quite one, not quite the other, obviously, right? So that's how I define my throw. So I think I've kind of gone through all of the background that I want to say for this video. So let's get into the results here. And I think I have this somewhat alphabetically. Now I am not going to do at the end like a list of the vendors based on throw, like most throw to least throw out of the ones I'm going to name. I just don't really want to put vendor up against vendor. And obviously you guys could listen to the video if you wanted to and like write down the numbers that I say and then compare it yourself. I mean, obviously you can. It's just I'm not going to do that in the video. And it's because these vendors, I really like all of these vendors. And looking at this list, I really do like all of these vendors, with the exception of Yankee, who's not really a vendor, but they're just in here. But all of the like small business vendors in here, I really like. And even the ones that don't have as good a throw as others, I still like their wax. And it could be for any reason. Sometimes the scents are just interesting. Sometimes you don't always need a really strong throw. There's plenty of people out there I've seen on Facebook that say they don't like a quote unquote like kick you in the face kind of throw. They like a medium throw. I know personally for me, I prefer a high throw for my bakery and fruity scents, and I am okay with a medium throw with my spa bedroom scents, because like especially if they're like a floral, I don't always want a kick you in the face floral. That's a little bit much for me, right? So it kind of depends. So just because a vendor may have a number that's on the lower side compared to other vendors doesn't really mean anything. It really just depends on what you want out of your wax. And I am very happy with some scents that don't throw as well as others, depending if I really like the scent. And obviously, once again, I'm going to say it again, this is my own opinion of the throw that I get from these vendors. Your nose could be completely different from mine, and you can listen to this and say, that's a bunch of crap. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. This is just interesting data, and I wanted to share it on a video. Okay, so 10 minutes of talking. The first one up here is Ava's Country Cupboard, and Ava's Country Cupboard, I counted, the Excel spreadsheet calculated for me that I had 29 cents that I've melted from Ava's Country Cupboard. And overall, they average out to a 6.76 in terms of throw. So if I go back to my list, 6.76 is somewhere between the high and the high to the good throw. So that is pretty darn good. And for 29 cents, I feel like that's a fairly decent pool of data. I do want to quickly list some of the scents that I have melted from each of these vendors that was a good throw. It's obviously not all the ones, but just like a snapshot. if you guys are curious. So from Ava's, I got a good throw from blueberry muffin, frosted maple zucchini, blueberry zucchini bread, jelly glazed zucchini bread, pink strawberry bliss, and zucchini noel. Obviously not the entire list, but should give you an idea. Beezy Tarts. I have melted 21 separate scents from Beezy Tarts with an average of 6.81 in terms of the set throw. So that is getting up closer to the high/good throw. And that's kind of what I thought from Beezy. And some of the ones I got good throw from are ice lemon cookies, pink sugar cookies, Circus Concession, hot orange Danish, forever red, and pineapple orchid. Candles by Victoria did pretty well. I have melted 33 different scents from Candles by Victoria, averaged out to a 6.94 in terms of throw, which is, 0.06 away from the high/good. So that's pretty much a high/good throw overall. Some of the really good scents were watermelon, lemon lime, cranberry fizz, bamboo and white grapefruit, tangerine lemongrass, and Tokyo Spring, just to name a couple. Candles from the Keeping Room. I am going to flat out say she came out on top by quite a bit. And overall, I have melted 36 different scents from Candles from the Keeping Room, and the throw overall was a 7.42, which puts her somewhere between the high/good and the good category. So that is pretty good, and to be honest, that's kind of what I thought when I was trying to figure out like which of these vendors I thought did the best for me. So some examples for her are ice lemon biscotti, bamboo and ginger, pumpkin cupcake, frozen margarita, buttered maple syrup, sweet lemon zucchini, and Christmas wish. All did really well for me. Obviously not all inclusive. Front Porch. I have melted 45 different scents from Front Porch. That's quite a bit. And overall it averaged to a 6.87, which is somewhere between the high to the good. You're going to see that most of these actually come out about the same. Somewhere like in the 6.5 region. So once again, that was 6.87 from Front Porch, and some of the really good scents I came across were country berry hotcakes, black raspberry coffee cake, lemon berry crumble, lychee lime kudzu, lychee cotton candy, and pink mallow bread. K's Kreations, I've melted 25 different scents from K's Kreations, averaged out to a 6.46 overall. So you're looking at somewhere between the high to the good, just like most of the other ones. And K's Kreations overall, some of the good ones that I found are Pure Bliss, Blue Ribbon Cookies, Citrus Bake, and Drunken Bliss. Any of her Bliss scents tend to be pretty strong. Okay. Lasting Scent Candles. I've melted 18 different scents from Lasting Scent Candles, and the overall throw has averaged to a 6.94, so she is one of the higher ones up there. That's around a high to a good throw. And some of the really good throwers are Strawberry Wedding Cake, Summertime Blues, and Pink Sugar Buns. Did well for me. Rainbow Melts actually came out, I'll say this, not that I'm trying to compare, but I will say, she came out second from the top. I've melted 58 different scents from Rainbow Melts, and the average throw has been a 7.05. So that is the high to the good range, slightly above. Pink Mallow Zucchini, Berry Spooky Zucchini, Fluffy Pink Peppermint, Berry Creme Brulee Cupcake, Mango Sorbet, Blackberry Fizz were some of the standouts. Rosegirls, I have melted 40 different scents from Rosegirls. Is that right? That seems like a lot. Wow. I didn't think I melted that much already. And the average throw that I got from that was a 6.4. So you're looking at somewhere between the high to the good range, but a little closer to the high. And some of the good throwers are Sweet Caroline, Strawberry Lime Fluff, Strawberry Streuselkuchen, Royal Baked Zucchini Bread, Pomegranate Watermelon Smoothie. The next one up is Super Tarts, and I have melted 30 different scents from Super Tarts, averaged out to a 6.83, which is getting up to the high to the good, the high/good, number over there. So some of the Super Tarts that I've really liked: Country Berry Sugar Cookie, Maple Orange Juice Cake, Pink Citrus Explosion Sugar Cookie, and Buttercream Mint Ice Cream. The next one up is 10 Digit Kreations. I've melted only 16 cents from 10 Digit Kreations, so she barely made my cutoff at 15. And overall, it's been a 6.63 from 10 Digit Kreations, which is somewhere getting closer to the high/good. And some of the ones that I've really liked: Cashmere Blanket, Crunchberry Crisp, Ozark Forest, and Forget Me Not. The Bathing Garden. And there's been a lot of discussion on throw from the Bathing Garden, so I was kind of interested to see how this one was going to do. 40 different scents that I've melted overall from the Bathing Garden, and the average has been a 5.7, which is somewhere around the medium/high to the high range overall from the Bathing Garden. And ones that did well for me: Green and Sassy, Rosemary Mint, Apple Hearts, Lavender Mint, and Talking Flowers all did pretty good. The next one up here is 30 Street Wax, a relatively new vendor, but one that I really like. And I've melted 26 different scents from 30 Street Wax, averaged out to a 6.42. That is around the high to the good, but a little bit closer to the high throw area. And from 30 Street Wax, Postcards from Japan, Tuberose and Jasmine, Texas Choice, Old Fashioned Tea Berry Bubblegum, and Surreal Surrender all did well for me. Tiffany Candles, I've melted 39 different scents from, with an average of 6.23 in terms of throw. That is around the high, a little higher than the high, you know, but somewhere around there. And Tiffany Candles, Pink Loops, Melon Ball Fizz, Strawberry Shortcake, and Zucchini Bread have been ones that have done really well that I really like. The next one up is Timing Tart, and this is a whopper. I have melted 93 different scents from Timing Tart, which is the most I've melted from any of these vendors, which shows you how much I adore Timing Tart. The average throw from Timing Tart is a 5.24, which is around a medium/high and a little higher than that. So in terms of throw, she's not as strong on the throw as some of these other ones, but I love her stuff because I love the scents. And like I said, a medium throw to me in the bedroom is perfectly acceptable. So I love her stuff. So Timing Tart. Ones that had a good throw, Satin Sheets, Pride and Prejudice, Shimar More in a Tuck, Shimar More in a Beach, not Shamar More in the Tuck, Shamar More on the Beach, Shamar More in Black Boxer, Seduction, and Sugar Rush. All were really strong from Timing Tart. Victoria's Designer Kreations, I've melted 39 different scents from VDC. Overall average to a 6.102, that is right around a high, slightly higher than the high, very slightly. Good ones: Honey Gingerbread, Mrs. Claus's Zucchini Bread, Hot Kiss, Lemon Sugar Noel, and Midnight Pomegranate. Vintage Chic Scents, I have melted 41 different scents from Vintage Chic Scents, and the overall average is 6.32, so that puts it somewhere a little bit above the high kind of range. And once again, good ones: Jackie O, The Drive-In, Sweetheart Smoothie, War of the Worlds, 1927. Now, to kind of throw this one in here, so that's all it for the vendor wax. The last one I wanted to throw in was Yankee Candle, just because I've always said Yankee Candle sucks, and I wanted to see if Yankee Candle really sucks. I like their tarts, I like their scents, but their tarts just don't throw that well for me. So I've melted 23 different different scents in tart form from Yankee Candle, and they averaged out to a 4.6. You're looking at somewhere around a medium to a medium high. So Yankee Candle came out on the bottom, which basically means you go, girls, and any guys, you know, for Beezy Tarts, John, I think he's the only guy out of this list. You go, girls and guy, for making kick-ass wax, and thank you for, you know, making this product that I absolutely love and kicking the commercialized big factory company in the butt in terms of everything. I've got the proof based off of my subjective, you know, opinion here. My objective look at my subjective opinion says that all of you vendors, all of you, are kicking Yankee Candle in the butt. So I think that's pretty cool. So anyways, that's it. So this video came under 20 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to get a lot of thumbs down in this video. I just kind of thought it was interesting. And at the end of the day, pretty much all the vendors were around the same range. I mean, everybody was around the high to the good range. Not everybody, but for the most part, everybody was kind of hanging out there. There are some that do seem a little bit stronger than others in terms of the throw. But really, you guys are all doing really well in my opinion. There's a reason I buy a lot from these vendors on this list. And there's vendors that are not on this list. Some I haven't tried, and some I just simply have not melted enough wax. But I'm really getting to the point that hopefully in another couple months, I should have enough data points that I could do this again to add a couple more in here. But I hope you guys enjoyed this and that it was not educational, but entertaining and useful in any kind of way. But anyways, I got some editing to do in this video. I got to put up a lot of text and stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.